Hello everybody, Jeroen here. Thank you for watching this video. I'm going to talk today about Requiem Lite, which is a choir library by Soundiron. The reason why I'm doing this video, it's going to be a quick video without any preparation. I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to do it quickly and right now because Soundiron is having a sale due to their 6th anniversary. And there was a question at one of the forums or one of the Facebook pages that I'm a member of where we discuss libraries. And somebody asked if there was an opinion on Requiem Lite and also on Olympus Elements, which I'm showing here, and which one to buy. So I'm going to be talking mainly about Requiem Lite, but I'll also comment on a few other libraries here. So yeah, Olympus Elements is the simpler version. It's a good choir. By the way, so Olympus Symphonic Choir, Olympus Elements, Requiem Lite, Venus, and Mars, they all are, I would say, the same quality. They all have the same atmosphere, the same kind of sound. But yeah, the question is, what is the difference? So Olympus Elements is the very basic version. Requiem Lite is a bit everything you need. It's men and women, so male and female choir mixed together. And the symphonic choir is actually Venus and Mars combined. So Venus is the female choir, Mars is the male choir. So yeah, here you have the ladies separate, the men separate, and in Requiem Lite they have mixed them together in a bunch of patches, but they also have, of course, some sound effects and so on. Okay, so like I said, I'll mostly talk about Requiem Lite. I'm also going to show it, but every now and then I'll give some comments on what is the difference with Venus and Mars, and also with Olympus Elements. Good. So I have here Requiem Lite. It's still the old version. They have a better or a nicer interface at this moment, but I did not install that one yet. So yeah, but the sound is the same. And oh yeah, before I continue, I should also remark, maybe there's been some confusion already, I think, with some people about the difference between Soundiron's Requiem Lite and Adio's Requiem. They are actually the same library. So the story behind that is that Requiem, or Requiem Lite if you want, has been created by a company called Tonehammer, but Tonehammer split up 6 years ago and became... So some of the people of Tonehammer became Soundiron, and the other part is now Adio. So since they made a Requiem Lite under Tonehammer, both companies have that same library. The difference is that Adio calls it Requiem, Soundiron calls it Requiem Lite. They both have different interfaces, but the sounds and the options are all exactly the same. So Requiem Lite by Soundiron and Adio's Requiem are exactly the same library. Good, I have Requiem Lite, so yeah. The patch that I've uploaded here is the patch that I use at least 90% of the time. It's their Marcato phrase builder. So if we take a look at what they have here, you have some ambiences, some choral effects, legato and sustains, Marcato, polysustains, yeah, and so on. So yeah, I'll mostly use the Marcato phrase builder. So what is a phrase builder? As you can see, you have a bunch of phrases here, and you can just click them. So if I let me just clear them here for a second. So you can compose your own, yeah, not really sentences, but phrases. So arc, re, do, fa, ri, tus, son, nis, glo, mus, and you see that I'm building it up here, and as I play it will go over all these sounds. So the basic idea is quite simple. Good. I'll already comment here that Olympus Elements also has a phrase builder, but the difference is that you only have vowels, I, A, U, E, and so on. For me, that's a big disadvantage, because for me, when I use the choir, I like to put it very much in the front. I like choir, I love choir, so it will be very audible. And then if you have A, E, I, U all the time, vowels, then you notice that. If you use choir as a background instrument, then maybe that's not such a bad thing. So yeah, the phrases are a very important difference between Olympus Elements and Requiem Light. As for Mars and Venus, so the full Olympus, you also have a phrase builder with even more phrases. So that's really cool. So the big difference between Olympus, the full version, so Mars and Venus, and Requiem Light, is that in Requiem Light you have the men and the women all together in one patch. So if I play low, you have the men, and if I go higher, you have the ladies. So yeah, if you like to get your men and women separate, then maybe the full the largest version of Olympus is more interesting. What else? Yeah, when it comes to the RAM memory usage, I think Requiem Light is quite okay. You have the phrase builder and the phrase builder DFD. DFD is basically your light patch, which is this one here, 231 megabytes, which is okay. Mars and Venus are a lot heavier. So if you don't have so much RAM memory or not a very fast computer, then maybe maybe that's not going to be your best choice. Good. So phrase builder. I've been talking too much already. Let me play some sounds. I'll start by going across the keyboard, so from low to high, so you can hear also the transition and in how it's been mixed, the transition from men to women. I'm not going to go much higher than that. My keyboard stopped anyway. Ended. Another important thing, also when it comes to other choir, there's many good choir libraries. I also have Storm Choir by Strezov Sampling. There's also Voxes by Cinesamples, which I don't have, which is also good. I prefer Requiem Light because it is a Latin choir, which I like. It's a powerful choir. I like the sound of it, the reverb they put on it and so on, the overall sound. And also a very important thing. Recently there was a choir library on sale. It was Aurora Choir by Aria Samples. I don't have it. But when I was watching the video, I had the impression that it only contains staccatos. And of course, yeah, that can come in handy. Most of the time I'll be playing staccatos anyway, but yeah, in my case I want to have both. And when you take Requiem Light, it's called Marcato, this patch, but actually it has longs and shorts in the same patch. I'll demonstrate that with an example. To me, that sounds perfect. The shorts are very good, the longs are very good, and they keep on going, so it's not like it stops at a certain point. So, yeah, that's also a very important thing. Yeah, also Storm Choir has longs and shorts, but I'm not even sure now if it's... I think it kind of does the same thing. What's important also when it comes to playing, when it comes to playability, there's one disadvantage about Requiem Light, and that is the following. If I play my sequence too fast, or if I keep a note pressed, it will stay on the same syllable. So now it's going to be Re, I think. No, Fa. Okay, so now it's going to be Re. Watch what happens if I... keep one note pressed and then continue with some other keys. It stays on the Re. And it will not go to the next syllable until I let go of all my notes.
So that means that you have to have, if you look at your piano roll. So when I record a choir, I always play it. I never draw it in my piano roll, so to speak. I always play it to have a more natural sound or way of singing. But I do end up opening my piano roll every now and then and checking that I don't have any overlapping keys or notes, because then you will have the same phrase being played 2 or 3 times in a row, and you don't want that. So that's a small disadvantage, but it's just a matter of correcting a few things in the piano roll. But for the rest, when it comes to playability, and that's of course something you don't see in videos. In a video, everything sounds great, but then when you play it with no matter which kind of library, you can have some negative surprises. You didn't see that in the video, but when you play it, you feel like, did not see that coming. So yeah, that's why I decided to mention that. But trust me, it's not a big disadvantage. I have another choir library that has the same type of problem, but there it's audible. If you really, you have to also let go of the keys in such a way that it is audible and that it's really difficult to play several phrases one after the other without hearing the transition. Okay. Let me play a little bit more the phrase builder, and then I'll quickly go through some other patches. I think I've talked enough by now. I don't know if you noticed, there was one note that where I didn't let go completely, and it played the same syllable twice. But for the rest, I've been playing quite normally, and as you could see, the transition goes quite smoothly. So, love this choir. I really, for the price that it cost, the price is ridiculous. This choir is so worth the price, really. All right, let's check quickly some other sounds. Ambiences, yeah, these I've also used these. So as you can see, you have light patches also every now and then. So yeah, these are some drones based on the choir samples. Okay. Requiem drones men, so these will be only the men. And then the same for the women. You get the idea. Okay, choral effects. Body percussion. Never used it. Kind of like clapping, except they're hitting themselves. What else? Dissonant sweeps. Oh yeah. And then the opposite going up. Alright, you get that idea as well. Oh, there was a long release there. Legato and sustains. Let's go to the master. You see it loads very fast. Here, yeah, by the way, you also have key switching. Oh, I should have mentioned that on the Marcato as well. I'll reload it. Anyway, you see here a few green keys. That's for key switching. You can also do it here in the interface. You have A, E, O, E, and so on. And with the key switches, the key switches are for the highs. Okay, not even sure how this works. What's the high? Ah, it will be the X blend thing here. Yeah, so with the X blend you can blend between these two elements here. Okay. Let me just quickly, before I forget, check on the Marcato phrase builder if you have key switching as well. I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, you have some green keys here. So yeah, so you can see as you're clicking, you can already see it changing here. So yeah, if you like key switching, actually somebody asked about that. Some people specifically prefer key switching, so you do have that option. Of course, since the whole choir, male and female, has been mapped out across the whole keyboard, you can see that it's quite filled. You know, the keyboard is completely filled from the bottom note until the top note with the key switches included. So I don't think that's a disadvantage, but I leave that up to you to decide. Where was I? Legato and sustains. Did I have that? Yeah, I had that master, right? Let's just take the ladies again, just to legato is off. Now legato is on. No, now it's on. And here as well, you can switch between the. I think these are only vowels. Yeah. So this is actually what you get in Olympus Elements. What's actually the difference between E and? Don't hear a lot of difference. Anyway. Marcato we've had, polysustains. Let's just quickly do this one here. I'm not going to show them all. All right, yeah. So you have a few words that are being sung. I remember testing this yesterday quickly. It's not tempo synced for some reason, unless I'm doing something wrong. Okay. So you have the high key switches here. They're the green ones, and the low ones are probably yes, exactly. Omega. Okay, I feel like I'm watching a Harry Potter movie now. Polysustains. So you have a soprano and a tenor. Let's quickly listen to that. As you can tell, I never use these. I'm always using the phrase builder. Same idea here. So the lady and the man, the tenor and the soprano, are singing a bunch of words. Crap, I'm going into the red here. Let me put the volume a bit lower. Sorry, I hope it's not too audible. Okay. And then the staccatos. Yeah, so why would you use the staccatos? I mean, the Marcato phrase builder. So this is also a phrase builder. You have 1 or 2 or 3 extra syllables. But yeah, this is only staccato. So here, even if I keep pressing, it's short, as a staccato is supposed to be. But the Marcato does that same thing. So yeah, why would you use the staccatos if the Marcato does it so beautifully? Okay, I think that's about it. So yeah, I'm personally really enthusiastic about Requiem Lite, but of course I don't know which kind of music you're making. depending on that, another choir library might be more interesting. But for me, I'm into the big epic thing, epic trailer music and soundtrack music. So for me, this is perfect. I do use Storm Choir to layer, or on some tracks, if they have, depending on the atmosphere, I will use Storm Choir instead of Requiem Light. But I have to say, I never use Olympus Elements, which I also have. I don't have it on this computer. This is just my travel computer, so I have only my essential stuff here. I never use Olympus Elements. Not that it's a bad library. Sounds exactly the same. It's just a pity that it doesn't have any consonants. It only has vowels in the phrase builder. Storm Choir is... I should say about Storm Choir... So this problem that we have here in the phrase builder, the fact that let me quickly select some phrases here. The fact that I'm holding down this key, and then if I continue with other keys, it stays on the same syllable. That is something that Storm Choir does not do. So you can perfectly hold down one key, and it will say the first syllable, and then you play with your other hand some other keys, and it will use those phrases. That's a really good thing. On the other hand, Storm Choir is a bit less powerful. So for the powerful type of music that I make, it's not always ideal, but it's great for layering. It's also a good library. But yeah, this one, for the price that it costs, I highly recommend it. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next time. Bye-bye.